Hello everybody and welcome to the Wax Interactive Museum of Pesquera, Jaramillo. We're really glad you're here. You're the first group with the opportunity of living this amazing experience. We're going to explain to you about one of the most important products for our company, Jaiba, a little bit about our history and the processes needed to produce Jaiba. So let's start. First, we're going to talk a little bit about history. Boop.
Hi. To start to talk about history, we're going to go back to 1934, when the Pesquera Jaramillo started to sell fish burgers. Then, in the Bogotazo, this store burned to ashes, and then they have to move to the 8th Avenue with 21st Street. After this, Santa Barbara store were created, and then here the park of La 93 were created too. We're here at the Cava and we are happy to talk about the two prizes that Pesquera Jaramillo has won. The first one is the Hazard and the second one is the trophy Arco de Europa, Estrella de Oro a la imagen en calidad y prestigio empresarial. And these two prizes let the company get known outside the country.
Let's continue. Here we're going to listen a little bit about one of the most important key points of our company, the storage.
Hi, at the Pesquera Jaramillo we have two storage processes until the product arrives to the final consumer. The first storage process is when the Jaiba arrives to the factory and immediately goes to the ultra freezing room that the Jaibas spend there like 4 hours, and this room allows 300 tons per batch, and each batch have 975 units. Then the Jaibas go to the freezing room with a temperature between minus 50 degrees Celsius to minus 18 degrees Celsius. The factory manages two types of product. The first one goes to the restaurant and the other to the supermarket. The main difference between these two types is that the ones who goes to the restaurant, each product have 2 units of Jaiba and have a bigger size than the others who goes to the supermarket. One product have 3 Jaibas and have less size. And the main problem that we saw at the factory is that they manage. The main problem is the storage because they manage big amount of products.
Next, we're going to talk about waste. Remember, waste is defined as the unnecessary consumption without an adequate return. Now remember, there are 7 different types of waste. The first one is defect. It is defined as the production deviating from standards of consumer expectation. The next one is overprocessing, defined as any part of the process that it is unnecessary. This wax figure here is going to explain to us more about this topic. Boop.
Okay, everybody, we're gonna talk about the waste, and this case is the overproduction. The overproduction is the waste in we do a lot of final product, a lot of stocks, or a lot of raw materials. The overproduction is the higher waste in companies because we lose a lot of money, time, and energy. The next is the inventory, and in this case is all the unprocessed materials we use and store, and we maintain and storage of these products a lot of time of high amounts of these kind of products like raw materials. The principal waste is the time, the energy, and the money. The last is the motion. The motion is we use a lot of energy and time of the workers and the machines to add value to our product. In this case, we lose a lot of money and energy paid to the workers and maintain the machines. Thank you.
Let's listen a little bit more about this topic. Boop.
Hi, the other type of waste is waiting. That refers to the waste time because of the slow production process in the whole production chain, in one step of the production chain, while a previous step is being developed. If this failed, the whole operation process will be delayed. And finally, the transport, that is defined as moving a material to a point to another, do not add value to the final product, but is so important to reduce the costs in this process.
Okay, finally, we're gonna talk about the principal kind of waste in the production of Carapacho jaiba. The principal is the waiting, because in this process we lose a lot of time and money and wait to sell the carapacho and they maintain the storage of the principal selling of carapachos. For the crabs or carapacho, the storage process doesn't have a waste, but is for all the product is used because we have two parts of the carapacho. The first is the casket of the carapacho, and the other is the meat of the jaiba. In case we have a little percent of waste, but this cost is all calculated by the Pesquera Jaramillo. Thank you.
Now, we're going to talk about an important concept here, bottleneck.
Okay, the bottleneck that the Pesquera Jaramillo has is the crab meat, because they export a huge part of the meat of the jaiba to another countries, and also they produce carapachos de jaiba at the restaurant and in the production plant in a freeze way. We have to take into account that the jaiba have a lot of carcasses and they're twice as much as the amount of the whole meat. Talking about the sustainability, the Pesquera Jaramillo has environmental consciousness because they respect the size of the fish and all their products, and also they are responsible fishing because they don't fish the products in time of better.
Now, finally, we found that the best option for the problem mentioned before is to reduce the size of the jaiba production. This way, we would reduce the size of the storage and the amount of waiting time. This in order for increase the rotation of the product and for it to be faster and reduce the size of the storage inside our company. Thank you for coming with us, and we hope you enjoyed it.